talk to Dr. Violetta Kolcan, and we are going to talk about the intuitive nutrition for optimal women's health. And especially we are going to focus on hormones. How hormones influence us as women in our lives and how it influence our health. Welcome, Dr. Kolcan.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Georgina, for inviting me, and I am very delighted to talk to all women world. On the beginning, I would like to introduce myself. I am holistic medicine doctor with 30 years experience in medical field in Western medicine as obstetrician gynecologist. My first part of career in medical field, and then I switched to oriental medicine, holistic medicine. So I have experience in both, in Western and Eastern medicine. And having this background, I helping all my life women, not only the woman, but also from childhood to adulthood, all stages of our life. The question, could you repeat the question again?
Well, my question is, the hormones, they influence women's lives, right? So what are your experiences? What are the main problems, very, very shortly, and how did you solve those problems? In other words, what were the usual methods without hormone therapy, but using the intuitive nutrition?
That is a beautiful question, and there is a simple answer. Everything influences the woman hormonal balance, like a diet, lifestyle, but also genetic predisposition, and the balance through the life stages. When the girl is born, a future woman, we are born with a certain amount of follicle in each ovaries. And when we hit the time of puberty, those ovaries start working, we're changing. So we have the evidence of all changes in hormonal. So first menstruation, then we have phases of this menstruation, also pubic hair, underarm hair growing, are also glands, mammary glands growing, so all changes. Some women, when start first menstruation, they start right away the regular menstruation, the cycle of 28 days. So the monthly cycle, because month changes 31, 20, 28, and 30 days, but menstrual cycle should be 28 days. So we call it moon cycle, because moon phases are 28 days. The same are women. So this changing. And some girls start this very irregular. Some start before get first menstruation. They have a cycle of pain during the time when should appear the period. And then everything regulate. For some women never regulate, and they have this hormonal disbalance. Sometimes after being a pregnant, menstrual cycle regulate and become regular. For some women, that cycle is not 28, it's longer cycle, 31 days, 36 days. As long your cycle is repeating the same way, that's the norm for you. That it is abnormal when the cycle is one time below 28, one time over 28. So sometimes 36 days, then is 25 days. Or sometimes you skipping have 6 every 60 days. In majority, we have regular cycle, but some percentage of the population, the female population, is not in a regular schedule. That's why we can improve that.
Yeah, I have a more question about, some of my friends, I didn't have these problems, but some of my friends were having terrible cramps. They sometimes were sitting in the middle of the meeting and a lot of blood was coming, and is that something that we can help us women to feel a little better and not having all those problems?
Yes, of course. This is also another way to help. You can come to your primary doctor, you can come to your gynecologist, you can check hormonal balance and check what it causes. It is hormonal imbalance, like too much estrogen or insufficient level of progesterone, because the first phase we have like 4 phases. So first few days, 4 or 5 days, is a menstruation. Then we have time when the follicle growing and supposed to release the egg during the ovulation on the 14th day. And then we have luteal phase, when if the releasing egg from the ovary is not fertilized by the sperm cells. So all this is changed to the luteal corpus. So it's progesterone. It's released together with the egg from the follicle, and that is the second phase. If progesterone growing, so that means you are pregnant. If progesterone for a little bit is high and then dropping down, that's why the menstruation appear.
Mm-hmm.
So the lining inside the endometrium, inside the uterus, is evacuated from the uterus. That's what's happening. How we can help? There is so many ways, as I start talking about. You can go primary doctor, you can go your gynecologist. They can put you usually on a hormone, like a small doses of the contraceptive pills. And this is not only as a contraceptive treatment, but mainly to regulate the phases. If there's like huge bleeding, you can put on progesterone, on a high doses of progesterone. In majority, it works. It's sometimes not working. You can also use alternative treatment, and there is many plant-based, natural, with no side effects. There's many plants of estrogen-like, which include like a soy. There are some other one like red clover. Those ingredients connect in the body with receptors when normally estrogen connect, so estrogen-like, or with the supplement as progesterone. So we have different way to work. This is up to you, your doctor, and your knowledge how you would like to proceed with your health. So that's what I would like to say.
Is it very safe, the hormone therapy, or because it has to be definitely done, as far as I understand it, under doctor supervision. It cannot be like without. It has to be checked all the time how it works and so on, right? Am I correct?
Absolutely. As in most of any chemical drugs which are produced by pharmaceutical company, they are tested, clinical search, and there are also some side effects. So the doctor who has under control the woman also have to check your family history, your genetical background, if there is any breast cancer running in family. So it is stimulated mainly by estrogen, or so usually during the time of your adulthood. Sometimes like endometrial uterus cancer appear. So usually it is with the age, the late age appear, and this characteristic more around the premenopause, menopause, postmenopause, endometrial. And then endometrial cancer also is characteristic for women with very hyperestrogenic and also with tendency to have high blood pressure, diabetes, and overweight. Because after menopause or postmenopause, our estrogens, they are also produced in a fat tissue. So that's why it's characteristic. I just try to describe the symptoms and associated symptomatic characteristic associated with the uterus cancer. So it's a little different than the breast cancer. So many of them, there are estrogen created by estrogen and high doses of estrogen. So you cannot add for the woman who has that history of the breast cancer, uterus cancer, to add it more, or ovarian cancer, you cannot add more estrogen. So which is included in chemical and contraceptive, so hormonal replacement therapy, and also cannot be used for those women. And also the product which include the soy.
Exactly.
Soy isoflavonoids.
Yes.
That's why we have also other alternative treatment with many other herbal natural supplements with no side effects and not causing cancer. So with especially the group, which is in a risk group.
Yeah, I remember talking to you one time and you told me like you were preparing different type of mixtures of herbs for different times to help those women. And it was I found it very complicated, and very time involvement, to put those herbs together and to get them so that there are no side effects, but they simply can help women. So I still remember you told me about that. So now I know that there is that Modern came up with already prepared those kind of mixtures, right, for women. And this is the products like OVA and OVA-m for women who have periods, or for women older who have menopause, and they help to regulate their hormones. So what would you say about that? Yeah, I'm sure you checked those products, and so what do you tell everybody about those?
Exactly. You start talking about my own herbal hormonal formula, balancing hormones. And that is based on Oriental medicine. It's a discipline which we can stimulate the body by using acupuncture. That's what I specialize in, and also the herbal formula,
right,
which I fall in love. And I am also from the family when both grandparents were herbologists. They have big plantation of herbs. They're using special formula. So when I went to school, I studied, and also my family background so helps all together to create individually blended formula. So when I'm using my own herbal formula, it is individually blended. So I can implement different herbs with modification for individual person. Why? Because people have underlying other problem. One person has only hormonal imbalance, the other has allergy, the other has thyroid problem, the other has diabetes, high blood pressure. So everybody has different circumstances. So in one herbal formula, it can combine individually blended for few areas in health issues. But in busy schedule And our civilization, especially in America, we're running crazy with all responsibilities and trying to be multitasking. However, my
Especially
friend,
women.
yeah. So my friend, psychologist, doctors of psychology always say there is not such thing like multitasking, but we women know we have to. We have no other choice. So I
Exactly.
disagree in this area, but
Exactly.
everybody has his own opinion.
Yes.
So, any woman during the different phases of cycle, everybody know what is PMS, premenstrual syndrome. So we have many problems at that time, like swinging mood, fogginess, problem with focus, problem with work. We are very easy to be irritable by anything and everything, from little things to big things. And that the days when we can handle everything, from like take care of the family when you get up in the morning, sending kids to school, going to your work, making some presentation, radio show, writing book, and coming back home, and still you working on a dinner, then you know you have the projects to do, you come back to computer, you still have a calls. So in general, you're working nonstop, and it is fine, and you have like high energy, and you can do everything. But when you are in this PMS syndrome, and you are the woman who always suffer that way, so that way, you know, you need the help. So you have to avoid the food which is like, you know, high in estrogen, because second phase, one is low level of progesterone. That's why we swollen, we have breast tenderness, we have intestine tenderness. Some women suffer at that time like constipation, bowel problems, bloating, gas. You feel swollen. So it's a retention of water. If you have a good level of progesterone in second phase, you not suffer from these symptoms. So this is important. That's why I was so happy, because Rajana introduced me to this wonderful company. They have many good products. I love BioCell collagen, so scientifically proven that it's working and rebuild the joint. We have in skin 5 type, we have in the body 5 type of collagen in skin, ligaments, tendons, muscle. So it's working. But when I heard early spring this year, on the borderline with winter and spring, that something new will be launched here in the United States, which is called product called OVA and OVA-m. So I was so happy, because I start talking about how extremely busy women are. So many women are. So I think that will be great opportunity to try something which fit your schedule. With the herbal formula, what I'm doing, it's more advanced because I can individually blend it and add herbs or reduce some herbs. It depends what is good and fit. But you have brew, you have a special preparation which takes your time away from your daily routine. So there is alternative, very good alternative for those women which are a busy schedule, so easy to take.
Yeah, but still they made it like for the first 4 days, like for the period, and then the next 16 days is a different formula. So it's kind of maybe the second best, for helping those women to remove their symptoms. What did you try? What is your do you have any women who tried it, and did you see that it really works and can help them to use that?
I observing with other women, and it's a great result. I try myself, and as one our good leader in this company, and I talked to Pasha. She, Violet, are you doing mistake? What mistake? Dr. Violet, you're making mistake. I'm not doing mistakes. What mistake? I see you taking OVA. You should take OVA-m. And because the group of age, but I still menstruate, so I'm taking OVA. This is my secret to being forever young.
That's right. That's right.
So I'm not qualified yet, maybe by the age. So,
Yeah.
so sometimes it's nice when you're taking supplements, somebody give you like a nice compliment. You're 10 years younger than your age group. So I start with OVA, and that's the phases of cycle. Some group, they have like heavy period and losing a lot of blood, iron, especially in premenopause. It starts like unexpected heavy bleeding, blood clots, and you're sitting during the conference, you're leading conference, and all pads, what you have, even tampons, everything goes through. It is starting irregular hormonal balance. So that's what's happening. And that helps a lot.
What about if women want to get pregnant? I have heard that one may help too when you regulate and they have difficulty with getting pregnant. If you regulate your hormones, you might help that. Am I right?
Yes, depends what is the cause of the problem, but it helps you to regulate your period and also hormonal balance. Few products inside, they are dedicated to different phases, those products look like contraceptive because there are different colors during the cycle of your entire cycle. The first phase, it is like a bleeding time. So you have added iron to supplement the iron. You have added different herbs. Then the middle part and the end of the cycle. So the major like good herbal formula is like Danquay. This is called Danquay. It is like a good female form herbs which helping balance in the blood circulation, reduce hot flashes. If you are close to menopause, but also balance your estrogen. Red clover is also very good and connect with those receptors of the estrogen and progesterone, so it balance in your body. So it's good even if you have no symptoms, no PMS symptoms, no fogginess, you're still good. So you can prepare yourself for a good time of premenopause and menopause. So you can start early. You can start in your 30s, 40s as a supplement because it's registered as a food supplement. So instead, remember what to take daily, like you're taking your daily vitamins, yes? Or after 30, 35, 40, we not produce enough collagen in the body. You're taking collagen. So you're taking different supplements. But when you're taking as a food and you, for example, you have low level of potassium and you think, okay, potassium is in banana. We'll eat bananas, but to substitute the amount of potassium you need, milligrams you need in your body, you have to eat like 2 pounds or 5 pounds of bananas daily. But bananas has a lot of calories, so this is not what you want. So we have the right special ingredients from the plants, from the fruits, from berries, this amount and this ingredient, what you need in the body. Because in one banana, you have everything. You have sugar, you have fibers, you have also potassium.
Right.
So you're not separating and you're adding calories to the body. So you have to be very careful, especially like a fruit diet. So it's not true like a better is with the age keto diet than the fruit diet, because there is a lot of sugar in watermelon. Is a lot of sugar. If in lovely grapes is a sugar. Only grapes are good when you have processes as a fermentation process. You're making a wine and there is a resveratrol. So the final process, like a glass of wine a day, is okay. Not have the sugar during the process of fermentation. Sugar are used by the bacteria, so you have resveratrol. The same, we have resveratrol for good circulation, for blood, anti-aging in our biocell collagen. What I love it. And so we have remember about the diet, balanced diet. So you don't drink too much caffeine to rise your energy. Better take biocell collagen. You have resveratrol, give you energy. And caffeine has a lot of methyloxanthine and can create a breast tenderness, breast fibroids, and cysts. Also is not good for women who are a group who mother or auntie or sister have a breast cancer. So I am jumping from subject to subject, but I try to make it more interesting, that everything plays a role.
Yes, absolutely. And you are like walking encyclopedia, it's amazing. So the last question, and we have to finish because our time is over, but the last question I have, because I have heard that if somebody, because we have also the product for women who have menopause, and I was asking some medical doctors whom I talked to about this, and they said, should I really take it? I don't have any symptoms. And they said, absolutely, I should take it because of the cognitive functions, that I can keep my cognitive functions healthy. So it's an amazing supplement, even for those people or those women who do not have those symptoms. So this is, if you can just comment on this very, very shortly, and then tell us also how people can find you, because there is absolutely not enough time for you to share all your knowledge. And so where can, if they need additional help, if they have additional questions, how they can find you?
First, maybe I focus on the first part of the question, and the question was about the other product, which is OVA-m, and from menopause. In this product, we have a right amount of the herbs for your menopause, post-menopause time. When you stop the bleeding, what is really menopause? Menopause is last bleeding in your life, because sometimes people use as a synonym for menopausal time. So menopausal time is like premenopause, menopause. This is only the day of the last, the few days of last menstruation as postmenopausal. So it's a short period of menopause. But there is a menopausal time when you have premenopausal symptoms, menopause, and postmenopausal. So this is important, because when you stop bleeding and you have dropped your estrogen and progesterone, so that's why the female hormone not only helping us in reproduction, because mainly there's like a stigma in the society. The hormones, female hormones, they are for like having babies, yes? And there are many women, I don't want to have my period. You already have 3 kids. I don't want, and there are 45 now. As long as you have, that's good for you. That's what I think scientifically, because in the body you have estrogen receptors. You have in your blood vessel, you have in the brain, you have in your breast, you have in your fat tissue, you have everywhere in the bones. So what's happening when we stop have a right amount and drop down the estrogen and progesterone with your menopause, so with your last menstruation. Last menstruation just means not like don't have menstruation and then 3 months later I have again, then I don't have 4 months and I have again. It's not the last menstruation. The last menstruation is when you next 6 months you don't have menstruation. So if you got 3 years later, doesn't mean it's like good menstruation. It's not proper bleeding. You have to go to your gynecologist, check the test, biopsy, because it's related not to the hormones. It might be underlying problem, you know, cancer, pre-cancer. So remember, this is not proper bleeding. It's not menstruation anymore. So when you don't have this estrogen level in the body, and all these receptors are like birds in a nest, little birds, and they are hungry. They need estrogen. With not enough estrogen, then osteoporosis starts. Your density of bone changing. You prone to have a broken bone. You can fail when you're younger. You never break your ankle. You never break your elbow, humerus, other bone. When that starts, also the craving of the receptors in the brain. That's why you start have fogginess. You stop remember things that good like before. You get up in the morning, you have this lethargy, and you need like coffee or something to feel better. You need 2 hours to be yourself. You are foggy. You have this dampness in the body. You feel stiffness. Your ability of anything, even physical ability, it's changing. So walking, doing routine, daily routine is more difficult than it was before. But there is a power in supplements. There is a power in your diet, in your exercises, daily routine. So you have keep going and prevent many late symptoms. So when you don't have any of these symptoms, in a few years, you will start to have those symptoms, like the focus is not the same. I'm not multitasking anymore. I have to do one on a time because I cannot do anything. So I recommend for everybody. Yes, I recommend, because I would love all women, all female world live without symptoms and discomfort in a daily life.
Exactly. Fantastic. Thank you so very much. That is so very informative. Thank you. And I definitely would like to invite everybody to contact Dr. Kolcan and how they can reach you.
They can reach me, the phone number, probably you put the link on like
Yeah, we
your
can put the phone number, or we can put the link.
The phone number is 7, and also via email.
Super. So please, thank you so much. That was so informative. I hope that you can put some comments under this video if you have any questions, and also contact Dr. Kolcan for more information, because we could talk about it for hours, but the time is limited. So thank you. So thank you so much, and I hope that we will do it sometime again. Okay, thank you.
With pleasure. Thank you so much, Rajna, for invitation, and I will be delighted again to talk.
Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.